I come from strong trees, planted deep in earth, ever flourishing. Bark in every shade of brown. I was raised by Amazon women. Their leaves always provided shade from the scorching sun. I was placed in nutrient-rich soil. My queens gifted me rain, pushing up my growing branches to the sky. My circumference grows more immense each day when they come to gaze at me in praise. I will forever point out my roots. Hey everybody, hi. It is such a huge honor to be here tonight. Thank you, Miami Beach Pride, for having me. Especially Juan, I'm getting emotional. This is like a dream come true. So shout out to you guys and in this beautiful event. My name is Sublime Love. Sublime means supreme, outstanding, and I spell love L-U-V to signify revolutionary love. So it's Black love, love for the oppressed, queer love, trans love, and disabled love. So when we truly love ourselves, despite the messages that we get from society about our worthiness, when we choose to love ourselves and each other, that is resistance, that is activism, and that is revolutionary love. Y'all feel me? Yeah. So, is this pride? Is this pride or not? Is this pride? Yes. So, I wrote 2 new pieces, fresh off the pen press for this particular event. So this one is called Our Pride, okay? The first LGBTQ Pride commemorated the first anniversary of the Stonewall riots. It served as a catalyst for the LGBTQ plus movement in civil rights in US and around the world. So in the early hours of June 28, 1969, New York City police violently raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar. They hauled off employees and patrons, a majority of whom were Black and brown. The foundation of pride was constructed upon the soil of violence. It was birthed out of resistance, the refusal to comply with being targets, the refusal to accept second-class status. At that time, it was common for police to raid bars and restaurants where queer people were known to gather in many cities. Stonewall marked a shift. We fought back. Pride came from bloodshed, bruised bodies, bleeding knuckles. We fought back. We stood up for our humanity. Because we stood up for our humanity. We are still prey, hunted for sport, yet we still rise up against hate. The battle seems endless, yet the victory is ours. Their violence shows their inhumanity. Each moment we live out loud calls for a celebration. We will not be moved, erased, or silenced. We are standing our ground. Our feet are stable on this soil. This is our pride. Yeah! So, this is gonna be a call and response. You guys ready? I'm gonna get into it. This is called Aren't We Divine? So when I say aren't we, I need you to say divine, okay? You ready? Aren't we?
Divine.
Aren't we?
Divine.
Aren't we?
Divine.
Aren't we divine? Nearly 1 in 10 adults across 30 countries identifies as LGBTQ. Homosexuality exists in over 1,500 species. We have been here since the dawn of human history. Indigenous cultures held us in sacred positions. We are holy. We aren't going anywhere. There is no shame in our existence. I was asked recently about how I feel about God. If I fear hell. I paused and thought deeply about where this question came from, how so many people operate under ignorant societal conditioning. I replied and said that if I had to be straight, I wouldn't want to live. And isn't that a sin, to exit the world by my own hands? I am tired of having to defend what has always been natural to me. We are not separate creations. Our humanity isn't a question. We fought for our rights, and the battle is eternal. We are not sinners based on who we love. There is no wrong here. We are not meant to be understood by those who will never understand. They lack the depth, the range, the intelligence it takes to unlearn false narratives. We must leave them be. What they think of us is none of our business. It is our duty to live authentically. It is our duty to protect each other. It is our duty to resist, to be free. It is our duty to have pride. And pride is an everyday thing. Let us laugh in the faces of those who seek to erase us, for we will not be eradicated. We do not fear hell because we know this is who we were meant to be. And aren't we beautiful? Aren't we the life of the party? Aren't we the root of every trend? Aren't we the living embodiment of courage? Aren't we dear to me. It's called The Haunting. It talks about my journey with mental illness. So I was diagnosed with bipolar type 1 disorder at just 15 years old. It is hereditary. Now, mental illness is very common. Nearly 1 in 5 US adults has a mental illness. That's 57.8 million people, right? Nearly 1 in 20 of those have a serious mental illness. So that's 14.1 million US adults, right? So among our community, it is a little bit more common just because of what we're up against, y'all, okay? So y'all ready? This is called The Haunting. You ready for it?
Yes.
All right. Mental illness has haunted my entire existence. It is a spirit that I can only tame, yet never rid myself of. It has possessed both my mother and father. They have succumbed to its frights, and now they self-medicate with religion or drugs. I choose the psychoactive ones, prescribed by a doctor's hand. One of my best friends got lost in a haunted house and is yet to find his way out. I fear it will swallow him if you hold, for he is next in line. In my experience, the only way to live a ghost is to study them, understand what sets them off, pay attention to what you're doing when they become still, quiet. These apparitions choose you as a home for a divine purpose. Be grateful, love them, be kind. Don't envision it a haunting. Know you are gifted. One day, I will have gained more wisdom. One day, this will be a new poem. I will call it a blessing.
Yeah.
Yes. This next one, I don't know if it's, some people have reacted with laughter to this poem, so you guys can judge for yourself if it's a comedic poem or not, okay? So it's called 1730. So the reason for that is April is National Poetry Month. So it's actually National Poetry Month this month. So poets challenge themselves to write a new poem per day. In April, it's called the 30-30 Challenge. So I wrote this last year on 1730, so April 17th. All right, you guys ready? Around the time I came out, my Nana told me that I was too pretty to be a lesbian.
Yeah.
She was suffering from a cold case of internalized sexism. See, in her day, you needed a man to survive. Women couldn't even have a bank account in their own name. To her, a man was the Alpha and the Omega. She had no other option but to view him as savior, a king to be worshipped. And he should always have the prettiest of women at his beck and call. How could I not want a Prince Charming? I broke her heart. She grew me to always pay attention to my shell. A Leo overstands the importance of a first impression. All of her hard work meant nothing. It was a disgusting thing to even imagine all of my pretty was going to be wasted on women. What a crying shame. All right, y'all. Was that a comedy poem? I don't know if that was comedy or what it was too real. It's up to you to judge. This next one is a lovey-dovey poem. I've been single for a while, and I think I'm gonna start manifesting the love of my life, my wife. This next relationship has to be the last one. So I was in a lovey-dovey mood, and this just came to me. It's called A Melody, all right? This is a melody, a soft cadence, an endless lullaby. The melody of this song mirrors and multiplies the one in your heart. It gets louder in my ears and begins to feel the rhythm in my lungs. This new iteration of air, it fills me. This oxygen is pure, as if bathed in bright light. Urethral in essence, you have the presence of an angel. You came down from the heavens and rebirthed yourself a queen. You reign from the highest peaks to the deepest valleys. You are the inception, a vision of love divine. In this day and time, I prepare myself for your arrival. It will be a slow dance when I finally see you, and we will share a delicate embrace. Every action will be deliberate, a melody, a soft cadence, an endless lullaby. Yes, so I want to stay connected to everyone. Please do follow me. I'm on IG at Queen Sublime Love, but I'll make it easy. I won't spell it out. Just go to Miami Beach's Pride, their IG, their post from yesterday. I'm tagged in it for this event, so check out that flyer for this event. Follow me. I want to show you guys love, follow you back. We have to protect each other. We have to be community with each other. You guys know that, right? Yes. So this next one, this is my last one. It's called Black and Queer. So this is not just for Black people. I feel like people of color in general can relate to this. We're up against a unique battle sometimes. We come from very religious upbringings, you know? So just, it's a generalization, but I feel like there's some truth to that generalization. You know what I mean? So this is called Black and Queer, but it's people of color in general. You guys ready? This is the last one. You ready?
Yeah.
Black and Queer. To be Black and queer is to break your family's heart, even if they don't tell you. They whisper behind your back, pray for your soul, My mother's tactic was an attempted exorcism of the gay spirit inside me. My father told me that my love of women will send me to hell. To be black and queer is to be excluded from the love of the greater black community. To be other and to have your own home, places of worship. To be disregarded, lumped into the same category as pedophiles. To be a disgusting thing. To be black and queer is to be brave, bold, bright, to shine in spite of, to reclaim time, space, truth, living out loud. We care not of their opinions, creating cultural trends, birthing movements. To be black and queer is to be aware that this world isn't worthy of us. We not only exist, but we thrive. Despite racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, we are the definition of fly.